Here's your smart fact of the day.
Hello, all you Virat Kohli fans. I'm sure that you know each and every fact about Virat Kohli. The fact that his, nickname is Chico and he's married to Anushka Sharma and he debuted at certain age and this is how he progressed in his career and so many different things. But did you know that he's 5'9"? I never thought he's that tall, to be honest. But if you compare him, when you make him stand against Tendulkar, who was shorter than him, you kind of realize, oh, maybe he is 5'9". But is this a relevant fact? And is this a fact that actually makes any difference to the stature of the player or the man or whatever he is? Welcome to Smarter with Sid. And in this episode, yes, this is going to be my last episode for a while. I thought I will kind of create an episode wherein we distinguish between insights and facts. And what better example to give than this particular one about Virat Kohli on this last episode of mine of Smarter with Sid's Season 2. Let's go. So first off the news, yes, I'm taking a break and this marks the end of Season 2 for Smarter with Sid. And together with Season 1 and Season 2, I stand on 300 plus episodes, 10 minutes each. And each one of these in Season 2 started off with a smart fact. And that's a fact. And I thought, this might be a great way in which I can wind things up, talk about facts and facts limitations and what an insight is and the difference between a fact and an insight. And I'm going to use Virat Kohli's example and what R. Ashwin, another wonderful India cricketer, actually said in that particular context specifically. But we'll get there. First, the news. Why am I taking a break? The reason why I'm taking a break is essentially to find out whether I can connect with you in a deeper way. Can I do some different things? Can I go deeper into things? Can I make my offering stronger? Can I make it more attractive? Just complete creative destruction or a reboot. And trust me, these are episodes that I've made in either Season 1 or Season 2. You'll need to hunt for it. But wait, you might even not need to hunt for it because the IVM team has promised me that what they're going to do is they're going to look at a lot of my podcasts and kind of bunch them together in batches of 6 and kind of package them so that it will become easy listening to. So you look at 6 episodes around one theme. It could be health or career or digital marketing or branding or media or whatever it is. 6 episodes like that means an hour of easy listening, maybe one after the other. If you can just binge listen to it, I'll be very grateful while I take a break, do my brainstorming thing. So I was wondering on what my last episode should be like, and I was thinking of all the lessons that I learned. So if I had to look at those facts, I would have to look at the number of episodes I've done and the amount of time I take for each episode. And these are like observations, right? These are observations. And while they're useful and they give me data about how to plan for it, none of them actually give me an insight onto what to do next. And whether to do a podcast or to do a YouTube channel, how to do it, how to structure it, how to, attract more people like all of you who are listening to me, all of that wonderful stuff. So I just wanted to spend some time and talk about the fact that facts themselves are observations. These observations can change. There are limitations to facts. And if we focus only on facts, then we may not get the whole picture. We must try to get the insight from the facts. So I tried to think about all the insights that I've received from my podcast. But before I get into that, here's that Virat Kohli R. Ashwin insight. So Virat Kohli was having a very bad run of form, as any person with, half a mind towards Indian cricket or cricket in general knows. And he was struggling with it. And there are many theories as to why he was struggling and, why he was doing badly and whether it's a natural thing for any top class cricketer to get into that. Now, I'm no expert on cricket, but I do have a keen eye and I do, being the fan that I am, listen to people's opinions, people who are intelligent enough to talk about any specific game or any specific activity, right? I mean, that's what makes me who I am. If I look at Ashwin, R. Ashwin, he's a thinking cricketer and he made a comment which moved all those facts about Virat Kohli away to one side and he came with an insight. And he said, around the pandemic and post-pandemic and the rest of it, India played very little one-day cricket. And Virat Kohli's entire game and its success, whether it's T20 or one-dayers or test cricket, all three formats depended upon how well he was doing in one-dayers. And because he was not playing so many one-dayers, he didn't really have a chance to actually stay in form. He didn't have a chance to stay in form, which is where R. Ashwin said the moment we have started playing some serious one-day games, Virat Kohli has come back into form, and I'm sure that he will continue using that form into other formats. Now, whether R. Ashwin's prediction based on his insight remains true for some time, is to be seen. But as an Indian fan, it does give me some hope. But more than hope, it also gives me a wonderful way in which R. Ashwin deconstructed the situation. He has looked at all the data with his intelligence. He's obviously seen him at close quarters, but he's come up with that pattern which actually makes the biggest difference, which is around understanding what his success pattern is, understanding what really makes him, be who he is, and understanding the context, understanding his strength, and understanding, the success principle allows him to make such a wonderful and strange prediction that most other cricket pundits did not make. So I took a bit of inspiration on trying to find insights for my own podcast and for the podcasting world in general and what I've learned. But when I started thinking in terms of what I've learned and not from facts, but from insights, this is where things become a little crazy. Because I think it's very easy for me or for anybody for that matter to train their observation towards some place else. But when it comes to training their observation on themselves, it becomes extremely difficult. What I have noticed, if I look at all the 10 top podcasts that I have made across 300 to 315 episodes now, what I have noticed is that there is no predictor for which one is going to become big. Now, what does that tell me? That's insight number one. What that tells me is that there is zero ability for anyone to predict what is going to be on trend. So there is no point in following any trending topic to make sure that more people listen to you. Now, thankfully, I did not try that, but it just confirms to me that I will not be making trending topics only. I will make them if they interest me, like the chat GPT thing that I made, but I'm not going to make them just because that's the way to go. The second insight that I received was that I've heard terrible podcasters and terrible podcasts yet gain a lot of attention and have a lot of, clout to it. And the reason is because the podcaster is famous. But what I've learned is that while that is so, it does not last if the podcaster continues for a longer period of time. So I'm very grateful for my community who has stood by me and has increased in numbers over a period of time, because what I've noticed is these flash in the pan sort of podcasters or YouTube channelers or celebrity type of people can come and go, but unless and until they're able to make sure that they produce that content consistently over a period of time, it's not going to work. And you need to have the ability to produce that kind of consistent content. So in a nutshell, being a celebrity helps you gain those amazing initial numbers. And of course, that helps. It has helped a lot of people around me. But to consistently do it is the only key. The third insight that I have seen about podcasting is it is all about getting into a frame of mind which makes a great podcast a great podcast. And a great podcast should be a learning experience by itself. So if I have made a podcast, by the end of the podcast, I have learned something myself, not just about the art of podcasting, but about the subject matter that I have not been able to learn before I did what I did. And since my podcast is very different from a lot of other people's podcasts, wherein it is a monologue, it is truly an enlightening experience for me. So I have been enlightened all these times just by the end of that podcast. Actually, no, that's not true. There are some which have enlightened me more, and those are the podcasts that I've entered into with the right kind of attitude, the right kind of intent, and the right kind of energy. So it's always a spectrum, and this is what my third insight is, right? So who knows what the future is going to hold? Who knows when I'm going to get everything together for the third time, and who knows how it will all pan out. But I'm sure you will wish me a lot of luck. Here's a question for you: if you were in my place and if you had to run my podcast for a week, okay, or for a day or for a month, what would you do? I would love to know more about this from you. Do connect with me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, where I remain yours truly, the traveling professor, and let me know. And secondly, do look out for all the wonderful stuff IVM's got out for you. They are in this game for the longest period of time, and they are doing all of us a great favor by actually putting out wonderful new voices, there for all of us to listen to. Do support them. And on that happy note, I'll certainly see you soon in some way, some avatar, and with the best of spirits. Ciao.